The Gina and Matty podcast.
Had a hot date with the wife on Saturday night.
Nice.
And it was really good. Like, we'd planned it out. We went and we had Marnie McQueen. So she's Wyong Woman of the Year,
Yes.
Wyong Hotel. Looks
Royal
after that.
Hotel,
Royal Hotel.
amazing. Such a great woman.
She came in last week and we were talking about her playing the role of Celine Dion in Titanic The
which
Musical.
So many people are talking about this.
Now, I will preface it by saying it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Right, it's very camp, and there's a lot of jokes that are based around like RuPaul's Drag Race, there's a lot of jokes, and I reckon I probably got about 50 to 60% of them, and I felt like I was laughing the entire time.
Really,
like it's really layered. So Titanique the Musical is basically, and it was put together by a group of friends during lockdown in Sydney. Who are creatives themselves, some drag queens, some performers who thought they would entertain themselves by coming up with the idea of telling the story of the Titanic, but telling it as if it was Celine Dion telling the story of the Titanic, as if Celine Dion was on the Titanic herself.
Right.
So already there's layers you've got to get through to get your head around the show.
Yeah. Once
you do that, you're in, right? And it's brilliant. But before we got to the show... I was like, let's make a bit of a night of it, So it was a 7:30 start. So I was like, let's find somewhere to have a drink and eat a bite to eat before we go in. And we're used to early eating, parents of 3 kids under 10.
Absolutely. I love early eating.
Oh, I've got a 5 o'clock booking, and I always like to try and find the places to go because I feel like
5 o'clock booking.
Yeah, I know. How good's a 5 o'clock booking?
So much.
Yeah, it's the best. So I was trying to find a place, and I always try and find different places. You know? We've got our favourites when we go into the city, but I thought, you know what, let's just try and mix it up a little bit. Did some Googling, did a little bit of looking on Instagram and found this place. I won't name the place, right? But I found it, and it was like a hidden door in a back alley of, it was in the show is in Surrey Hills, Redfern. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and find somewhere that we can go first and then walk to afterwards. So I found this place. And so it's a back alley and it's a door that doesn't look like a bar. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like New York. So cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I've been to one of them. That's so cool.
So, and you walk and it just looks like an absolute dive of a street. The bins everywhere, rubbish. You knock on this door, you've got to knock 3 times. Open it up. Yeah. Open it up, and then you go in and you walk in, and it's kind of like a cave.
Yeah.
So you're inside, and there's a lot of water features going on. It's like Jamie Jury in the 90s just lost his mind and put in everything, every water feature he had. And so you wouldn't want to be needing to go to the toilet when you walked in because it's just constant running water.
Yeah.
And like there's a cocktail bar and food, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. And then we realised that it was kind of like a first date place. Everyone that was coming and sitting next to us, because it was seated, everyone was like, had met on Tinder. Because they were like, oh, nice to meet you.
No.
That was the couple that sat down next to us. Then the next couple that sat down next to us going, oh my gosh, you look exactly like your picture.
Oh
this
my
is such
God.
But that is so fun when you're married and you're sitting next to couples and you're like trying to guess their story. That's the best bit.
Oh, it was so much fun. Chemistry to the right. Chemistry to the table to the right.
Yeah.
They were having great banter.
Yes.
Like she was super cool, right? And when he walked in, I was like, oh, dude.
Not cool enough?
I didn't think so. But he brought some real strong banter.
Oh, I love that.
There was no awkwardness. But then to the left, I think the lady on the date was just a little bit more keen than he was.
Oh, no.
And it was so hard. It was really hard to watch. She was asking a lot of questions, just talking, filling the space. Obviously really nervous, so she was talking really fast and she was talking asking questions. And he was just doing one-word answers.
No.
He went to the toilet a couple of times and we was like, oh.
Why would he bother?
What a
douche. I know.
Yes.
Anyway, so after we got that show,
Yes.
we went to the real show and it was real special. So there's no sort of allocated seating, so you got to line up. You got to line up. Yeah, so that's a tip for you, G.
Yeah,
so
get there early.
Get there early because I know you're going in a couple of weeks or next week. So you got to get there early. They say that the doors open at 7. And then you can go in and find where you sit. And we got great seats. We're upstairs, front row upstairs, looking straight down on the stage. It was so good.
And there's only like 370 seats or something, isn't there?
Yeah. And
so you feel like you're right in there.
So the show, like I said, is about Titanic and Celine Dion. And Marnie is just, I cannot explain how good she was in that role. Like, my cheeks hurt. She was so funny. Her voice is incredible. Like, singing, like, you've got to sing Celine Dion songs.
Yes,
and the
they're
pipes that
hard
Celine
songs.
has. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the whole show is based around Celine songs, not just the one from the Titanic, but from albums gone. So it's
okay.
every song in the show is a Celine Dion song, except for this one part where, and Marnie even said it to us when she was talking to us about the show, like they improv on the night. She does a bit of like, they change it up, they mix it up. So there's this scene that I sort of go, okay, this must be a bit of an improv scene where she's with the Jack and Rose characters from Titanic and made Jack do something, and she must change it every night, what she makes him do. And she made him do an interpretive dance and song to All That Jazz from Chicago, right? Cabaret. Oh, one of them. Anyway, she was like, so, but we don't have the rights to this song because we've only got the rights to the Celine Dion song, so we need everyone in the crowd to sing along and do it. And I was like, yes, come on, babe, we're going to paint the town. Bah! And all that jazz. Singing the whole thing, having a great time. And then Marnie finishes, everyone stops, everyone claps, and then Marnie goes, well, you can tell it's Mardi Gras season because all the gays are in the audience. And I looked at Bella and I went, okay, probably shouldn't have sung that one so enthusiastically. Anyway.
Gina and Matty.
So, you know, last week I was having a lot of trouble with my stuff.
Yes.
Which
is, you know, everyone goes through it. It's like, it's a human thing.
Yes.
Sometimes you have problems with it and, you know, it's okay to talk about. Let's normalise it.
That's right. Let's normalise. Well, I had to have someone come over and have a look at my stuff and go pretty deep and see what was wrong. It was pretty bad because it had been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. And Rod can normally fix my stuff for me.
Yeah.
But this time even Rod couldn't.
Did he have to, like, get into your junk?
Yes. Right in there. So, you know me and technology.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. So last week my laptop...
We're talking about computers, guys. Talking about computers.
Last week my computer took itself to a whole new level of... What's it? Computer says no.
Yeah, computer says no. A whole lot of just bump.
Like I couldn't send emails, I couldn't receive emails other than on my Nova account. But I've got my, workshops and the academy and my personal one. Nothing was working. And then even I'd be sitting here talking to you and up on my screen would flash an email that didn't go yet, and I'd try and click on it so I could cancel it, but it would just disappear. And then my computer, like last week with you, three times it just went black.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything. And then my husband goes, did you turn it on and turn it off and turn it on? Yes. Like while I was sitting here with you, I turned it off and on 3 times.
That's what happens when you call the tech support here.
Yes.
They go, have you turned it on and off again? Yeah. Well, we're out of ideas. Good luck.
But isn't it amazing when you've got someone from tech with you, it doesn't do. You're like, it's good. It behaves itself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he came in and he had a look and, oh, my God. So he's a local outsourced IT department. I said, what is it that you do? So he's not the kind of person who will just come and help someone like me, really.
Right. He's not like Dial a Geek, those that turn up.
No, he works for he wants to work, and he does, for really big companies. He shows up.
So how did you find him?
Rod has used him before with a company that Rod used to work for. He's in the studio. Amazing.
Yeah, right.
And Rod used to install sound and all that sort of stuff into big venues and stuff, and he used to come and
called in a favour for G.
Yes.
Okay.
So I get there and I'm a bit late because you and I were trying to get stuff done here.
Yeah.
I pull in and he's he from behind 12, 13 at the most.
Oh, right.
Like he's got a backpack and a baseball cap on backwards.
Man-child body.
And shorts.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and went, you do not look like a computer nerd. And he goes, I know. He said, what do you think I look like? And I said, personal trainer, but a 12-year-old personal trainer. He's sort of fit looking like you, but looks really, really young. You look young.
Why did you have to add that bit in?
I can feel it coming. I'm so sorry.
You could have self-censored that bit.
I tried to.
But you know what? If you're going to ask anyone about anything to do with tech,
ask a 12-year-old. No, I think he was probably
20.
Late 20s even, but he just looked really young. And the backpack on the whole time didn't help.
He moisturizes, cleanses, he's got a whole routine.
And very, very good looking. Very, very good looking. So I'm sitting there going, look, I'm going to have to help you. You're going to have to help me.
No, I think you just need to slow down a little, G. I think you're thinking about him again. Clicking the mouse.
He's Nextflow Managed IT Services. Like I have to try and explain what he does.
You look a little flustered. Are you okay?
I am a little bit.
Yeah.
It's magic. So I don't know how he did it, but now everything works because I got to the point, and I've got a few girlfriends who've got this, that when you're trying to search for old emails, like one will come up from 2013, but not from yesterday. He fixed that. He even fixed, and this is a big one for me. You know, when I'm writing stories for here, I like my font to be 18 and I like it to be
18.
Yeah, and I like it to be Times New Roman. And he even made that happen. Like, as soon as I start typing,
that's your default size now, locked in. Yeah.
I said to him, I know this is way below your pay grade, but could you please help me with this as well? And he's like, sure, Gina. And now I love him. I do. His name's Riley, and Nextlow is the name of his bit. Nextlow managed IT services, and he fixed.
I've got a feeling
my business.
You're going to be like doing things on purpose to your computer now, just so you can go see Riley again. Yeah.
The Gina and Matty podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.